here. 7.5 off them. And that start, of course, is of no help to Morsley, but Washington's got himself out of trouble, and that's the main thing. And off he goes, and the script is being obeyed. Washington taking it off very, very quickly. Kosgei second, and Morsley, the man who it's all about, is in third place. Let me remind you of that world record, 3 minutes 34.20. Peter Elliott on this track 1 year ago. Will we see it broken again 12 months later? Well, Washington coming around this time, and we want him to be at around 42.75 at this point. Let's have a look how the clock goes as Washington goes through. And yes, he's right on schedule. In fact, maybe even a little bit ahead of it. How far, of course, will Morsley have to run on his own? That's one of the key questions in here. A former world record holder also in the field here, the Irishman Marcus O'Sullivan, soundly beaten by Morsley recently. But watch the first three here, because it was a timed and scripted world record attempt. 56.3 seconds for 400 meters. Joe Washington, 5 to go. Then Kosgei, Morsley, the brilliant young Algerian, in third place. And he's really, really flying this winter. Washington is very, very experienced. He knows not to go too far, and they come through with 4 to go this time, and we look for it to be around the 140 mark if they're on schedule, and they're very much on schedule. Very much on schedule. If they can keep this up. Washington won. Kosgei will take it up, we think, later. In second place, as the pacemaker, Morsley is in third place. Absolutely fascinating. Marcus O'Sullivan quite a long way back, 154.5 at 800 meters, and that is right on schedule, in fact ahead of Peter Elliott's schedule as Washington goes off the track. Under 3 to go.
Ian, this is the critical part of the race, whether Kosgei can do that job on the equivalent part of the third lap of an outdoor 1500 meters. He's got to really move to give Morselli a real chance at this record. This is the critical stage of the race. Will Morselli have to take it on himself? That was a telltale little look there by Kosgei, and it looks as though he's got to take it.
He has. Kosgei can do no more, and they come through now with 2 to go, and let's have a look at the clock. Just outside now. It's outside now. It has slowed up. Kosgei didn't really do the job, and Cacho is right there with Morsley, so we may have a race on our hands here as well. Cacho in the all-blue strip there in second place, the Spaniard who ran very, very well to win at Bercy, as Morsley comes round this time, with Cacho the only challenger, needs 55.3 for the last 400 meters, and goes through this time in 3:07, and he's a couple of seconds outside it. I don't think that world record's going to go. And Cacho, what a race he's running here in second place. This wasn't part of the script at all. But Morsley driving the home. He's had a lot of hard races. He's run a lot indoors, and maybe this was asking just a bit too much. Drives off again. Have a look at the clock here. 3:29, 3:30, 3:34.2 to beat. And yes, the world record's gone. It's gone to Noureddine Morsley. Cacho in second place. And he's broken it by a long, long way, really. 3:33.14 beats Peter Elliott's world 1500-meter record indoors, set on this track 1 year ago by more than a second. What a blistering final 200 meters it was. He's the new world record holder, Noureddine Morsley, Algeria.
Well, certainly to make up that deficit of about 2 seconds, that last 300 meters was a bit special too, because Kosgei didn't really perform as they expected he would perform, and there was a challenge to Morsley, held that off, and then he had to run it himself, and that was a blistering final stage to this 1500 meters. Well, we expected it, then we thought it had ebbed away, and then it came back again, and it was one of the great performances. And this young fella is certainly going to take some beating this season if he can steer clear of injury.
And what a run too by Fermin Cacho in second place. We wait for ratification, of course, because Mal Whatman on his stopwatch had that at 1 minute 33.9. It's still inside. So, but maybe not as far inside as the clock says unofficially. But look at Morsley. That was a blistering final 200 metres, because he did seem to be a little bit off schedule with a lap to go. It had dropped off, but once Morsley picked it up from Kosgei, he really put in the pace again and drove for home to take the world indoor 1500 metre record. Morsley, I'm sure we'll see him back here next week, and unless something goes horribly wrong for him, he should collect the gold medal in the